So, good afternoon again. Now we will do the first practical subject in HRM और HRM in action. अभी तक तो जो previous जो chapter देखा था that was HRM in thinking only. Now HRM in action. Whatever I write here, can you please note down on your notes also? HRM in action. It is hiring or acquiring. Now we'll discuss a topic which is related to acquiring human resources. Acquiring of human resources include four steps: recruitment, selection, orientation, and placement. If someone asks me, give a common name to acquiring, I will give the common name. Common name to all these four. It is equal to acquiring human resources. Acquire, right? Arrange human resources. And if I were to give more specific names, recruitment and selection are known as hiring. Recruitment plus selection is known as hiring, right? Hiring. And orientation plus placement is known as onboarding. Onboarding means जैसे onboarding on the train होता है, इसी तरह से onboarding in jobs in the organization called orientation plus placement, right? So ये फाउंडेशन बैच में नोटिंग था. सो यू विल बी राइटिंग अलोंग विद एडवांस में राइट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट? So in the process of hiring there are two stages, and I will tell generally recruitment and selection are taken synonyms, but practically they are not synonyms. They are two stages. First we recruit people and second we select people. For example, if you have gone to a market to purchase apple, you want to purchase two pieces of apple. Shopkeeper is having a complete box of apple. You are having two choices. If you are not choosy, you will pick any two apple and take it. Chances you won't get the best quality apple. If you want to have best quality apple, then tell the fruit seller, give me 10 apples which you consider are best. So he gives 10 apple, and out of those 10 apples, choose two apples which are best in those 10, right? So identifying 10 apples is just like recruitment. And once the 10 apples are ready, out of which you can select two, picking any two which are best for you, that is known as selection, right? So in case there is a large number of job applicants available, you should not pick any candidate directly. You filter them in two broad stages. First is recruitment and second is selection. In case of recruitment, you make a list of those or you collect the biodata from those who are prima facie suitable for your jobs. Prima facie, not finally. So, prima facie suitable your jobs. So, recruitment is the process of inspiring people so that they apply for your jobs, and you are having a data bank of those. You can say biodata list, or you can say uh, physically workers are available in queue in front of factory. That is known as recruitment, right? And after recruitment you will conduct a selection process. In selection process, selection tests are conducted. At recruitment you briefly tell what should be the qualification and what is disqualification. So those who meet the qualifications at first instance, they are recruited. Recruitment doesn't mean you have made a commitment that now you are employees of the organization. After passing the selection stage they will be selected. So your prelims examination conducted by UPSC, that is recruitment exam. So around 20,000 candidates are recruited, and thereafter those 20,000 candidates will be passed through mains examination, that is written plus interview. Written plus interview are part of selection process, and prelims that involve GS and CSAT, that is recruitment stage. So at recruitment also there is filtration, right? So what is done in recruitment? In recruitment, first you try to contact the right person. There are three stages in recruitment. First is contact the right source of supply through advertisement or through letter directly or through email. You can contact in college or institutes or university or any worker directly. You can contact, or you can do HH, that is head hunting, right? Contact. So you contact, this is the first step in recruitment. Thereafter you inform. After you have found the right person, so you will inform the person about job opening in your organization. You will inform JD, JS, you will inform career, or all the details about the job will be given to the prospective employee. I use the word prospective employee, right? And then you will attract. So through these, they will be attracted to apply for the jobs of the organization. So in this manner, you have got these around 40 persons. So this sum total of 40 persons, they have applied. They are known as pool or group of people that are ready to work for the organization, and these are recruited. For example, always we are ready with biodata of 15 persons to work with rankers classes, that is recruitment, and that is a continuous process. We generally get biodata, so we keep storing biodata, and when needed, we select them. And this after recruitment, they are sent to the selection process. S means selection process. In selection process, test will be conducted, but first we are coming up to discussing up to recruitment stage, right? So recruitment involves three stages: contact, inform, and attract. Even short note may be asked. Write a short note on recruitment, write a short note on contact, inform, and attract. So we'll mention that these are three important stages of recruitment. In case of stage number one, contact, so we go the right source of supply of workforce. It may be college. So college final year चल रहा है, उनको आप contact करेंगे. Institution means MBA institutions, MBA, IITs, they are called institutions, C Institute or Coast and Works Accounts institutions, or universities. Or you can contact direct. If you want experienced person, you will contact direct, or you do head hunting, means any important person, any specialist or any excellent person which is working in other company, you contact that person. It is known as head hunting. And remember both the definition. On either of the definition, 10 marker question may be asked for elaboration. Ye definition both important. In HRM, the definitions given by old thinkers. Old doesn't mean 200 years old. These are just 70, 80 years old. Their definitions are important. So Edwin B. Filippo, it is a process. Recruitment is the process of searching the candidates for employment and stimulating them to apply for the job, right? So if you are asked, it is a process of searching. So recruitment process which is given here, you will write around 1/3 of the answer on this process. And searching the right candidate, and stimulating means motivating them. So you'll write 1/3 on stimulation part or motivation part. You will motivate them to your job opening. How to motivate them? You will motivate them by telling the career available in your organization or growth prospects in your organization, or you will motivate through brand value so that they apply in the organization. Searching means contacting the right source. Contacting the right source. Search the right source. Searching means searching the source. So this source may be college, institution, and this. And if in examination, if you are asked question related to definition, you write author, definitely 1 or 2 extra marks you get. That is important. In HRM, you must remember Edwin B. Filippo. And Dale Yoder, D for discovery. You can write discovery. So Dale Yoder, it discovers, or recruitment discovers source of manpower and attracts acute number of. So discovery here means right source, right person, and motivating that person by offering good career, brand value, good salary, etc. Right? In motivation, you can give example of Navy. So Navy advertises its openings by giving a war scenario. Particularly fighter jets are shown by Navy, right? Fighter jets are shown by the Navy on the ships, warships. Warships and fighter jets are shown to attract youth towards Navy, right? And any question is asked on recruitment, you will write this. Recruitment is the mother of selection, means without recruitment, आपके इसमें नहीं होगा, you should write it. Without recruitment, selection will not be successful. Selection process will not be successful क्योंकि selection में जो test conduct करेंगे, on which people you will conduct the test, recruited people. Higher character, trained skill, anywhere you can write in recruitment or selection, because hire is a broad term. There is no need to remember these thinkers, because remember prominent thinkers only, because these things require no mention of any expert. These are the principles, things of principles में किसी पर्सन को मेंशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. If you remember, you write, otherwise not required. And if you are asked what is recruitment, must write 3-4 features of recruitment. What is something? You write meaning, you write definition, and 3-4 features. So it is a positive function, because in recruitment you motivate larger and larger number of persons. Positive. So must remember the positive word. Even a question may be asked, recruitment is positive and selection is negative. So in recruitment, you write, you contact the right source so that a larger number of people can be motivated to apply for the job. So, so you recruit those who are at first instance ready for working in the job or eligible for the job. You don't evaluate them. Here, readiness and prima facie, two things are there that make it positive. So in case of recruitment, you see two things: the person is ready to work with the organization, plus prima facie eligible. You don't see capability, you see eligibility only. Capability would be seen at which stage? Selection stage. So in recruitment, just eligibility is seen. For example, you are graduate, so you can apply for highest jobs. That is the eligibility. Whether you are capable at mains level and interview level, it will be checked, right? Very easy, continuous process है, two-way activity है. Two-way activity, you try to know the candidate and the candidates try to know the organization and its culture. It is not one way. As per Glassdoor study, if your organization is having bad image, there is fall in recruitments by at least 40%. Means people don't apply your company. Glassdoor, I think it is online HR search platform, Glassdoor study. So people also watch your company. Everyone is not ready to apply in your company. अगर आपकी कंपनी का नाम बैड है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल बाइजूज, इफ बाइजूज कम फॉर रिक्रूटमेंट टुडे, definitely not everyone would be ready to work with Byju's because of dent on brand value. I think clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is dynamic because it has changed, evolved over time. Earlier it was physical, now it has become online. It is a strategic function because in recruitment you focus on business goals. You select those people who can grow the business, who can make your business better, right? And it is foundation of selection. And contact is key to recruitment. Contact is key to recruitment. If you are not contacting the right source, recruitment will fail. Contact is key to recruitment. Speed ज़्यादा तो नहीं है. You are able to write these additional things. Contact is key to recruitment. So if right source is not contacted, you won't get success in recruitment. And in recruitment, every job ad is an advertisement for your culture. So in recruitment, you have to pay attention to how you advertise. It will advertise your culture. बस ये रेलिवेंट नहीं लग रहा मुझे, कट इट, रेलिवेंट नहीं, कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कल्चर के लिए रेलिवेंट है. नाउ ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट, इफ यू आर टू राइट ऑब्जेक्टिव रिक्रूटमेंट, having a biggest application pool is the key objective of recruitment. Objective, right? Really, recruitment quality decides innovation or stagnation of the organization. Innovation or stagnation of organization. Whether your company will innovate or whether your company will stagnate depends upon recruitment. So recruitment, for this purpose, recruitment aims at availability of manpower, attract, introduce fresh talent, introduce fresh ideas and diversity into organization by recruiting fresh talent or new sources. If you continue recruiting from old source, it won't happen. Okay? Build a continuous pool, comply. In case of PSUs, definitely there is compliance with reservation laws also. In case of private sector, there is focus on women and especially abled people so that they are recruited. For example, Tata Steel emphasized recruitment of women in the year 2024. Tata Steel emphasized recruitment of women in year 2024 because it aimed at diversity in its workforce. Diversity in workforce, right? And another is succession planning को support करना. If your recruitment has been successful, definitely you can be pretty sure that in future there won't be supply issues or succession issues in the organization, right? So continuously your company keeps an open tab is there, always open tab on your website, na? Work with us or join us. You see, join us. So join us keeps succession pipeline. Company cannot cut the icon from the website, join us, because the moment you cut it, your organization will not be getting new blood, new DNA. Right. Now, principles of recruitment. Principles of recruitment. Our PM has said that recruitment must be inclusive. So inclusiveness should be a principle of recruitment. Means you give opportunity to every section of the society, particularly women and especially abled people. Women and you can say backward people, backward classes, and specially abled people, especially Divyang log, especially abled people. So they should be also given opportunity in recruitment, right? If we see overall purpose of recruitment, that is right man for the right job, but to ensure right man for the right job, you have to do equity, fairness, and at minimum cost. So in order to do this, you should prefer merit. Merit means best people who are able to, who are more capable. Transparency, fairness, equal opportunity. Job relatedness means recruitment in the light of JD and JS. Already job relatedness होना चाहिए. Means if you do recruitment after job analysis, without job analysis, you may get unsuitable people. Cost benefit होना चाहिए. Continuous improvement होना चाहिए. Means your company should go on adding new sources and new means of getting them. New sources, you can say new areas, new colleges, new universities, new institutions, and don't work with old methods, online methods, social platforms you should use. And an important principle in the recruitment is honesty. If you want honesty, you give honesty. So honesty in the recruitment saves cost in retention. If you are dishonest at recruitment stage, workers will leave the company, so it will be very difficult for you to retain them. Honesty in recruitment saves cost in retention, right? An important principle. Recruitment process directly cannot be asked, but you may be asked a statement on the basis of either of these two definitions. इसी से आएगा तो.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you zoom in a bit?
अच्छा, ये छोटा दिख रहा है.
Yes, sir. Font size जो आपने लिखा है ना वो काफी छोटा है.
Oh my God. ठीक है. So, recruitment process. So, if you are asked any statement to be elaborated, then you have to write recruitment process. So, don't take more than half page, take quarter page only to write recruitment process. If you're asked recruitment process specifically, then you can fill half page, you can fill one page, no problem. Otherwise, one third of the page fill करेंगे आप. So one third of the page में कैसे? In 2 or 3 lines, you write these stages in this diagrammatic form. This is manpower planning. Thereafter, first stage, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, right? So recruitment ends at creation of recruitment pool. Thereafter, the data is given to selection stage, or you can write this circle-based approach. So first you do manpower planning, as we have seen, and as a part thereof we do job analysis. Definitely job analysis will provide us JD and JS. Without JD and JS we cannot do recruitment. We'll make a recruitment plan, source determination, source recruitment strategy would be there, vacancy का announcement करेंगे, you will receive application, preliminary screening. Definitely preliminary screening is done, generally biodata screening is done, right? Or even preliminary interview may be conducted. Generally preliminary interview is conducted on telephone or on the reception of the company. You ask qualifications, you ask age, gender. So if a person doesn't meet the biodata requirements, then you reject the person. Otherwise you tell the person that okay, prima facie you are eligible and you can apply. And thereafter you will be having pool of candidates. Pool of candidate means long list of candidates or biodata with you, or it can be practical queue. In case of factories, temporary workers are hired out of queue. Daily morning, a large number of people come in front of the gate. So security guard generally filters out or says to those who are very that is child or old aged, he says that okay, you don't go, we don't hire uh, people who are underage or too old, right? So remaining prima facie capable person, they stay at factory gate. So when supervisor comes at factory time 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., so out of those he selects sufficient number of persons. Review and evaluation. So review and evaluation of recruitment effort. For example, selection process tells that that you are not recruiting right kind of people. We have asked graduates or higher degree, right? But there are large number of people having higher degree. Why you have recruited graduates? Take people with higher degree only. Means if any defect fact is there, that will be overcome. So this is recruitment process. ठीक है. Selection. Sorry, sources of recruitment. There can be internal sources, external sources. Not very important, but I put double tick mark. So internal sources like promotion, transfer, demotion, re-employment, right? Example of RIL is there. Reliance Industries Limited is having so many companies. So it rotates people across companies so that a person gets right job and organization gets right person. So rotation is there. That is internal source. External source, these are the external sources. Main merit of internal source is low cost, high loyalty. Because you know the candidate very well. You won't have to incur hiring expenses, right? You won't have to give much training. Already the person is knowledgeable about the organization, the job. But main problem is lack of fresh talent. Limited choice is there. If you want fresh talent, wider choice, fresh talent that will be available from outside only. So if you remember external source only, you will be able to answer internal. ज़्यादा important नहीं है, right? So must remember this. This is highly suitable. So look in outside when you want innovation, because fresh people, new people will come with new mindset. Look inside when you want loyalty. Loyalty. For example, if you want people at more trusted jobs like cashier, those who are dealing with valuable assets of the company, treasurer, right? People at the senior levels, so go for internal hiring. If you want experts, technicians, so here loyalty is less important, skills are or expertise is more important, go for fresh hiring. And with recruitment, must remember the statement of our PM that recruitment is not just about jobs, it is about nation building. So if you're writing significance of recruitment or selection or placement, you can write it. For him, recruitment doesn't mean recruitment only. In India, generally, selection, recruitment, orientation, placement is taken as recruitment. And we are having Prime Minister Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So it promotes new recruitment. So hire new people, it gives incentives. So there is a target of 3.5 crore new jobs under Prime Minister Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So there is push to recruitment by the government of India. There is push to recruitment by government of India. So techniques of recruitment, simple, not very important, online, but must go through. Because if you have to write answer on any quotation on recruitment, so sources तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना, sources और techniques, advertisement और employee referrals और placement agency, campus, job fair, social media, LinkedIn. E-recruitment is important. Once it has been asked, so again may be asked, e-recruitment. So use of any online platform if you are using, that is e-recruitment, whether through your website or social media or email or WhatsApp groups, right? Definitely benefits of online रिक्रूटमेंट देखते हैं, लेकिन इसमें लिमिटेशन है. सबसे बड़ा लिमिटेशन है कि फेक बायोडाटा एंड overload. If you invite biodata online, you may get tens of thousands of biodata for few or dozen of vacancies. So processing that would be difficult. And due to digital divide also, means those who are capable but not having access to, those capable but not having access, they will be skipped, right? One more source of recruitment is headhunting or poaching. So here you go in a targeted manner. So if you want any specialist, experienced person, so you go to a person who's already working in any other company, having specialization or having excellence or rare talent, for example, in nuclear technology or space technology, for example, biotech, space, nuclear, AI, semiconductor. So these skills are in short supply. So you may not get right kind of people from campus recruitment or institutions. You have to go for head hunting. You should see head hunting diagram given in your book. Head hunting diagram given in your book. पेज नंबर 3.2, वो डायग्राम तो आपको देखना होगा, ठीक है. अदरवाइज हाँ, कुछ डाटा वहां से लेना होगा. हेड हंटिंग. सो हाउ टू डू हेड हंटिंग और व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ हेड हंटिंग? Identify the prospective employee. Hold a talk with the candidate. Candidate is interested? No. Look for some other candidate. Interested? Yes. Make a call for formal discussion. Make job offer. Job offer rejected. He rejects the job offer. Look for another candidate. Accept the job offer. Ask the person to join and submit various necessary documents. Right? That is headhunting. So I put double tick mark headhunting. Short note may be asked on headhunting. जब से मैंने नोट्स में डाला है अभी तक क्वेश्चन आया नहीं है. वेटिंग फॉर लॉन्ग. फीचर्स टारगेटेड अप्रोच है. कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी बिकॉज एम्प्लॉयर मस्ट नॉट नो कि देर इज हंटिंग. इट इज अ प्रोएक्टिव वर्क. हेड हंटर स्पेशल एजेंट्स होते हैं. रिसर्च कम दैट इज एचआर सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स स्पेशलाइज्ड स्किल्स इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई के लिए है. प्रोवाइड्स क्विक एडवांटेज. ये बेनिफिट है. क्विक एडवांटेज. योर बिजनेस विल ग्रो फास्टली बट इट इज कॉस्टली हायरिंग प्रोसेस. Agents take too much money also. And example of headhunting is tax team of PwC was hunted by KPMG. पूरी tax team चली गई थी. I think there were around 15% से. So it was hunted by KPMG. In which sectors? Technology, finance, healthcare. So headhunting में details यहाँ से वैसे तो वहाँ पर डिटेल होगा. Headhunting काफी है. बस इतना काफी है headhunting. और you remember the chart. हेड हंटिंग में दो की पॉइंट्स हैं. व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट? सो ग्रीन पॉइंट इज कॉम्पिटिटिव एज. कॉम्पिटिटिव एज आपका तुरंत इंप्रूव हो जाएगा. ये आपको क्लाइंट भी मिल सकते हैं. ये तो है इसका पॉजिटिव साइड. और नेगेटिव साइड रेड से लिख रहा हूं मैं. दैट इज हाई कॉस्ट. हाई कॉस्ट दैट इज द नेगेटिव साइड. ठीक है. बिसाइड्स दिस रिमेंबर द डायग्राम. Now, factors affecting recruitment. Factors affecting recruitment. Very, very important. I had put 4 tick marks. So you may be asked, recruitment is a complex task. So besides writing the hurdles, you should write the factors that why it is a complex task. Because company has to consider many internal and external factors. That's why it is a complex task. So internal factors, you have to consider your recruitment policy. Recruitment policy. Because you cannot go against policy. For example, if in recruitment policy you are having minimum qualification should be graduate, minimum age should be 32, right? So you cannot go beyond that. For example, minimum qualification should be CA. Another is HR planning and forecasts. So your HR plans. So you are having demand and supply forecasts. So according to demand, you have to select size and growth of the firm. Big size, heavy recruitment, small size, low recruitment. Fast growing person, fast growing company will have to recruit more. Employer image, bad image or good image. In case of bad image, you won't get much applications. In good image, you will get large number of applications. So these are internal factors. External factors, demand and supply in the labor market. Labor market, demand and supply. For example, if there is huge demand of AI, bio, and that is semiconductor industry experts. Competitor strategies, if they offer high pay, they offer good quality, if they offer better career, so it will become difficult for you to recruit talent. Economic conditions. If there is economic slowdown, so labor supply will increase or decrease. Economic slowdown. If you are hiring in economic slowdown, what will be the outcome? बताएंगे. So during economic slowdown, you will get a huge number of people available for jobs. But in case of economic boom, definitely people are appointed, there will be lesser number of people available in the market. ठीक है. Socio political and legal environment, for example, socio political, for example, political parties demand reservation, mitti manus, so they affect recruitment. If you are working in Maharashtra and earlier working in Haryana, so Haryana political party, they told that we we will make reservation compulsory 75% local, so that affects sentiments. Similarly, legal environment affects, like Child Labor Act, you cannot hire people aged less than 14. Women at night not allowed. Minimum wage below that you cannot offer. And another important factor is, you must mention, MG Nrega has affected recruitment. How it affected recruitment? Labor supply has decreased because government has guaranteed this 100 days employment. So cost of labor has increased. Definitely laborer would make a calculation at low cost, at cheaper price not available. So particularly it affected construction industry, construction of buildings. So people now working in their villages. Additional factors, education system and skill availability, definitely it affects. For example, in case of India, there is dominant of degrees over skills. We are having huge population having degrees, but lesser people having skills. So there is low level of vocational training in India. It is less than 5%. It affects quality of the pool. आपको प्रोफेशनली ट्रेन्ड पीपल नहीं मिलेंगे, बहुत कम मिलेंगे for whatever job you are hiring. People will say that I have learned this by working, right? Demographic shift, yes. So in India, huge availability of educated youth, you will get it. Gig economy. Due to gig economy, there is emphasis on flexi staffing, and it is growing at the rate 25%. You must have done research yesterday. Flexi staffing, right?
Yes, sir.
फ्लेक्सी स्टाफिंग, इन्हीं चीजों पे क्वेश्चन पूछता है यूपीएससी का पेपर सेटर को. जो समथिंग विच इज ग्रोइंग दे आस्क. एंड वर्क कल्चर, ठीक है, ये डन हो गया, फ्लेक्सी स्टाफिंग से ही हो गया, डन. फ्लेक्सी स्टाफिंग, लीगल रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसीज in case of PSUs, in case of government jobs, it affects. So that is already covered by us. Legal constraints, because here we covered legal constraints. Now, recruitment policy. So you may be asked a question on recruitment policy, training policy, selection policy, right? Compensation policy. There is no need to memorize everywhere. When it comes to policy, so in every policy it is written what, how, where, when, by whom. So this is decided in advance. In recruitment policy, when we will do recruitment, every month or every 6 months or every 3 months, for what kind of people we will do recruitment, so floor level people, how, means which methods we will apply. We will do advertisement in newspapers, or we will send mail to people, or we will search social media. And where recruitment will be done, in the company campus or specially designed offices. So this is decided in advance. That is recruitment policy. Definitely, if there is a recruitment policy, there will be reduction in bias and there will be increase in transparency, because HR people will have to hire as per recruitment policy, क्योंकि उनको भी पता होगा, ज्वाइन करने वालों को भी, this is the recruitment policy of the company. So it ensures equity and fairness. Ensure merit, transparency, fairness must align with organization's HR policy. A good company doesn't chase talent, it attracts. So here recruitment policy is relevant. Recruitment policy. If you make policy clear, transparent, fair, people will come automatically. You won't have to chase them. क्या फॉन्ट छोटा है? मतलब अब इससे बड़ा नहीं कर पाएंगे. Able to look it at?
Yes, sir, font is perfectly fine.
Fine है. So someone was having some Shruti, you are having issue. Sir, Shruti कौन सा device? Which device you are using, Shruti?
सर एक्चुअली मैं फोन यूज कर रही
फोन मोबाइल पे?
हूँ। जी सर।
हाँ, फोन पे तो देखो लिमिटेशन आ जाएगी.
नहीं
आई
सर, एक्चुअली प्रीवियस क्लासेस में आप जूम इन करके खुद
चलो हाँ, मैं
वीडियो
जूम
बना
कर लिया
के
करूंगा,
पहले
वैसे
से
जूम कर लिया
बटन है।
करूंगा. यस, आई अंडरस्टैंड. सो कॉन्स्टेंट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कॉन्स्टेंट्स.
सर जूम करने के साथ दूसरी प्रॉब्लम है, हम नोट कर रहे होते हैं तो चीजें पीछे छूट जाती हैं। अगर ऊपर का लिख रहे होंगे तो वो रह जाएगा।
मतलब जूम नहीं करना ज्यादा ना?
ये सर जूम करने से कंटेंट रह जा रहा है लिखने का।
कोई बात नहीं, आई टेक केयर ऑफ बोथ. आई स्ट्राइक ए बैलेंस बिटवीन द टू. अभी तक सब नोटिंग हो गया?
यस
ठीक.
सर।
एंड आई विल कीप ए पॉज, आई विल कीप ए गैप. ठीक है. सो नाउ कॉन्स्टेंट रिक्रूटमेंट वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. अच्छा, हमारी स्टडी करने का अप्रोच क्या होगा? सिंपल थिंग्स would be studied by from synopsis, but important things like selection tests, that very important. We will study selection tests from the book. ठीक है. Now, hurdles in recruitment. So you may be asked, recruitment is a difficult task, problematic task, strenuous task, or what are the hurdles? ठीक है. और recruitment is a complex task. कॉम्प्लेक्स आ जाए ना, तो कॉम्प्लेक्स में एक तो आपको फैक्टर्स मेंशन करने हैं. फैक्टर्स मेक इट कॉम्प्लेक्स. और दूसरा, constraints make it complex. Constraints. If you have to consider multiple factors for doing something, so your work becomes complex. And if in your work there are roadblocks, definitely your work will become complex. समझ रहे? Complex. So poor image of the organization, for example, Byju's, for example, Amazon stores. Amazon stores are not having good image. Workers are not satisfied क्योंकि वहां पर बहुत प्रेशर बहुत है, वर्क प्रेशर बहुत है. poor image. For example, gig workers, gig jobs. So whether Amazon or Flipkart, gig jobs poor image है. वो तो इंडस्ट्री की इमेज पुअर है. डिफेक्टिव पॉलिसी, पॉलिसी में चीजें क्लियर नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, क्वालिफिकेशंस आर नॉट मेंशन प्रॉपरली, एज नॉट मेंशनड, राइट? मीन्स क्राइटेरिया नॉट मेंशन क्लियरली, या जेएस नॉट मेंशनड वेल. Definitely recruitment will be difficult. If recruitment policy, everything is written properly, JS and JD are written properly, you write JS and JD written properly, recruitment will be easy. Limited budget. If you are having shortage of money, you cannot advertise in national newspaper. National newspaper में advertisement करेंगे लाखों रुपए आ जाता है. फिर you have to conduct various tests. यहाँ पर selection test भी आ जाते हैं, because recruitment is a broad term that includes selection also. Broad terms. Talent shortage. What you will do if workers are not available? Fake profile. 20% to 40% fake profile are there. Particularly online profile जो ना, online profile, that is more fake. जो पर्सन फेस टू फेस आता है ना, ही टेक्स केयर कि फेक ना हो, बट ऑनलाइन तो बहुत फेक है. एंड इफ रिमोट जॉब इज देयर, ये पॉइंट यहां तक आएगा. इफ जॉब इज रिमोट, डेफिनेटली पीपल अवॉइड इट. पीपल अवॉइड remote jobs, are avoided. People prefer cities, people prefer metros, right? People avoid factories situated in remote areas, right? Political intervention, rising expectations, जेन जेड, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी चाहिए उसको, अच्छी कल्चर चाहिए उसको, ग्रोथ चाहिए, और उसको पैसा भी चाहिए, उसको कैरियर ज्यादा चाहिए, फास्ट कैरियर ग्रोथ चाहिए. Growth means career growth. So these are constraints to recruitment. Now, job purview. Job purview. How to overcome these constraints? How to overcome these constraints? कुछ चीजें तो ऐसी हैं कि ये हर एक चीज का जो है ऑफर सॉल्यूशन ऑफर कीजिए. हाउ टू ओवरकम दीज कॉन्स्टेंट्स? पुअर एम्प्लॉयर इमेज, सो इमेज बिल्डिंग एक्सरसाइज करना चाहिए बाय ऑफरिंग गुड कैरियर, बाय reducing work pressure, image building exercise. Defective policy है तो improve, modify that is recruitment policy by prescribing JD and JS well. तो यहाँ पर क्या लिखेंगे? Job analysis should be done. Limited budget, so have a dedicated fund. Recruitment is not a wasteful expense. We'll have to change mindset. Talent shortage.
सर सर जरा कंस्टेंट, हाउ टू ओवरकम कंस्टेंट इन रिक्रूटमेंट फिर से एक बार बोल दोगे,
मैं लिखवा
डिक्टेट
देता
कर
हूँ.
दो.
लिख
हाँ
लेते
प्लीज.
हैं. Let's
हाँ.
write. How to overcome constraints, ना? So first is poor image. So image building exercise. Image building exercise. How to do image building exercise? For example, best place to work,
गुड लीडरशिप.
good leadership, and happy ending. Happy ending बोलते हैं. Happy ending means if people leave your company, so let them live happily. They should not have a bitter experience. ठीक है ना? How to overcome defective policy? So job analysis. Job analysis. It will help well written JD and JS and have good recruitment policy. Recruitment policy make with participation of line managers, तब रिक्रूटमेंट पॉलिसी बेटर हो पाएगा. जॉब एनालिसिस से क्या आएगा? जेडी जेएस आएगा. यू विल बी एबल टू हैव बेटर रिक्रूटमेंट पॉलिसी एंड विद पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ लाइन मैनेजर इट विल बिकम बेटर. लिमिटेड बजट्स की कैसे इंप्रूव करें? लिमिटेड बजट्स, सो committed funds, and there need to be change in mindset of cost to investment. Generally it is considered that money spent on recruitment is money lost. No, it is an investment in talent shortage है. So do wider search, go rural. Now companies are going rural areas में टैलेंट है. हो सकता है सैसी स्मार्ट ना हो लेकिन टैलेंट है. आई बिलोंग टू रूरल एरिया. उनके अंदर जुनून है. एंड अनदर, build talent by training and development. Means don't hoard talent. बिल्ड टैलेंट, आपको रेडीमेड टैलेंट नहीं मिलेगा। सो नर्चर कीजिए, नर्चर टैलेंट। फेक बायोडाटा है, सो यूज डाटा एनालिटिक्स। एंड नाउ AI, यूज सोशल मीडिया। कंपनी सोशल मीडिया देखती है, सो इट विल हेल्प नो द ट्रू नेचर ऑफ द पर्सन। रियल में पर्सन कैसा है पता चल जाएगा आपको। रिमोट नेचर है जॉब की, रिमोट, सो हैव फैसिलिटीज, क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क लाइफ, एंड प्रोवाइड rotation from factory to head office. There should be better leave policy, better housing facility. रिमोट में प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी भी बच्चे को, सॉरी, गिव द वर्कर sufficient housing facilities at a factory, offer better pay, right? Political intervention, so recruitment policy, so have culture of transparency, and zero tolerance to corrupt practices. TCS में किया था ना, भी TCS fired those who were involved in recruitment scam. TCS में पीछे हुआ था, TCS recruitment scam.
Sure, but first you'll have to unlock your device.
TCS recruitment scam.
The TCS recruitment scam involved senior employees in the Resource Management Group, RMG, taking bribes from staffing firms for preferential treatment in hiring contract workers. A whistleblower exposed the scheme, which had allegedly been going on for 3 years and involved bribes totaling over $12 million. TCS investigated and fired 16 employees, removed 3 others from the...
So fired 16 employees. Zero tolerance होना चाहिए to any practice, political intervention or corrupt practice. And rising है, definitely offer good career, right? Tap their talent, have good culture. So हमने तो काफी लिख लिया. You could write it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So ideas come when there is vacuum. If you are having a full book in front of you, ideas won't come. Now let us see job purview. Job purview means showing picture of the job in advance. Purview means showing something in advance. Definitely in case of recruitment, you have to show what kind of job we are having. So there are 2 types of job purview. One is attractive and second is real. In attractive job purview, you show that the job is यहीं पर बना लेते हैं attractive job purview और traditional job purview. Because आपको ultimately notes तो बनाना ही पड़ेगा ना. Why to see the book? Attractive job purview. So you make the job attractive. You make the job attractive. Definitely there will be large applicants, large number of applicants. Many join the company, but experience not match with expectations. In case of attractive job purview, large number of applicants will apply, many will join the company, experience will not match with expectations. Definitely there will be frustration and there will be high labor turnover. High labor turnover. There will be high labor turnover. This is attractive job purview, or it is also known as traditional job purview. Attractive job purview or traditional job purview. ठीक है. Definitely it is not advised, but many companies adopt it. Opposite is realistic job purview. Realistic job purview. Definitely lesser applicants, if you show the real picture of the job, so few persons will join the company, but their experience will match with expectations. True. It will result into job satisfaction. Definitely there will be low labor turnover. Low labor turnover. Here there will be dent on image. Dent on image of the organization. There would be improved image of the organization. Improved image of the organization. So these are two purviews. So it is suggested, कहीं पर भी आपको suggestion देना हो, how to improve selection process or recruitment process. So give suggestion that management should show the real nature of the job. इसमें फोकस अट्रैक्शन पे होता है, इसमें फोकस मैचिंग पे होता है. You could note this.
Noting down.
So it is written here. In traditional job purview, traditional is also known as attractive job purview. Attractive. Attraction matching. So must write any suggestions. You must write this. Tell them truth. They will build trust with you. Tell them truth. They will build trust with you. That is the punchline. Now trust the workers. They will, tell them truth. They will build trust with you. Sorry. Now let us see alternatives to recruitment. Important nahi hai. Means you don't want to recruit people. Still you need workforce. How to do? Simple. Overtime, subcontracting. You subcontract the product or spare parts. Temporary or part-time employees. Leasing. Lease means taking employees in lease from other sister concern. Outsourcing support services, etc. Not important. Employer brand may be asked. Employer branding and recruitment. So employer brand means image of the organization, may be good, may be bad, like Tata Group is good, Baiju's bad. Definitely it attracts talent fast, bad image repels. So how to do? CSR, career growth, employee care, good HRM. And in Glassdoor study, it was found that around 40% of people don't apply, or there is fallen applications by around 40% if image is not good. And you can write this: you cannot recruit top talent with broken culture. So ये उसमें OT में भी कवर करेंगे हम. In OT also we will see significance of organization culture. कल्चर बैड है, टैलेंट नहीं आएगा. इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है वैसे, ब्रांड वैल्यू आना नहीं चाहिए. एम्प्लॉयर ब्रांड. Now recent trends in recruitment. So definitely recent trends are primarily online IT based trends like predictive analytics and AI. Predictive, you make predictions about what can be the possible, what can be the labor supply in our organization, what kind of workforce is increasing, what kind of talent is reducing in the organization. So during recruitment you can use it to filter in most suitable candidates and handle huge volume. AI से कर सकते हैं. You have got thousands of biodata, thousands of applications, even thousands of mail. So AI attachment use कीजिए, you will get those mail filtered. सोशल रिक्रूटिंग वाया लिंक्डइन, यहाँ पर आपको सीरियस पीपल के बायोडाटा मिलेंगे. सो विल सी प्रोफाइल हेयर, यू कैन डू एडवर्टीजमेंट, यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट मैच्योर पीपल. कभी होगा लिंक्डइन पे किसी का? डू यू हैव?
यस सर.
एम्प्लॉयर ब्रांडिंग कंपेन हो गया. एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन, एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन. So the efforts made by the company means what is good with the company. What is good with the company that makes people career. And you become employer of choice. How do you become employer of choice? Because you create value for the employee in terms of career, in terms of monetary growth, in terms of image of the employee also. Not only career, in terms of image also. अगर आपने बायजूस में वर्क किया ना, बायोडाटा में लिखेंगे आई वर्क विद बायजूस, तो हो सकता है दूसरे लोग हायर ना करें, मतलब किसी बैड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम किया. तो वैसे आना नहीं चाहिए. ईवीपी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन जो ना, एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन, अगर आप देखना चाहें तो कर सकते हैं. एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन, ठीक है ना, एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन. सो जस्ट 100 वर्ड्स, एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू प्रपोजिशन. जीपीटी करेंगे एम्प्लॉय वैल्यू. एंड व्हाट इज द ट्रेंड? वर्चुअल इंटरव्यू और हाइब्रिड इंटरव्यू. These days company conduct all the interviews online only. वैसे कोई जरूरत भी नहीं है फिजिकली आने की. और हाइब्रिड, आउट ऑफ 10 interviews 7 via Zoom and 3 face to face. Definitely it reduces cost. Alumni hiring, particularly companies like TCS, they hire those who have already worked with TCS. Alumni means those who have already with the organization or company. So company like TCS, they believe in this because people leave the company, go elsewhere, they learn better skills, company offers better pay. Use of mobile app, internal mobility. For example, TCS moves people from one project to another project. Right. So it is more suitable for insiders, selection of insiders. Internal mobility and reskilling. So TCS moves people from one project to another project to ensure that most suitable person is on the job, and it helps to determine only new skill is hired. Go outside for what? Completely new skill. ये बेनिफिट भी करेगा कंपनी को, राइट मैन ऑन द राइट जॉब, एंड वेयर देर इज lack of skills, you go for hiring. You go for hiring. Means at first you readjust the person on the right job and thereafter identify what is the gap. So the keywords is recent trends. Must write this. The competition for top talent is global. So those who innovate in recruitment will survive. Right. So this is recruitment. So before we move ahead, let us see what is recruitment. So recruitment is the process of or discovery of right kind of people and motivating them to apply for the job. एंड हेयर स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन में भी आस्क्ड. जब आपको पहले से पता होता ना कि इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में, योर कॉन्फिडेंस गोज अप. एंड स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन इज रियली नॉट एनालिटिकल क्वेश्चन. Certain questions like job analysis or recruitment, so they are asked by paper setter in the form of statement, and these are very simple questions. Students take them seriously. These are simple questions because UPSC checks your conceptual clarity. If any definition of recruitment can be elaborated by you properly, it means you are having good knowledge of recruitment. So it is a process of contacting the right source. How to contact? Advertisement is there, you are having knowledge of how to contact, and where to contact, you are having knowledge. Contacting means two things. अब वापस आते हैं. Contacting means two things: how to contact and where to contact. लिख लेंगे how to contact and where to contact. Thereafter you will inform the people of that contact area about job openings, JD, JS, career, and definitely you will attract them by showing good career, by good pay. You will attract them so that they apply for job openings in the organization, resulting into formation of application pool. That is concept of recruitment. Features of recruitment: definitely it is a continuous process, it is a positive process, it is evolving process, and it is a two-way process where organization tries to know the candidate and the candidate tries to know the organization, and it is linked with business goals. Objectives of recruitment: so main purpose is to ensure right man on the right job. For the purpose of this objective, you want to make sure that for selection process we are having a bigger pool, means availability of larger number of people for the selection process. And सी ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में उसका प्रोसेस भी इंक्लूड हो जाएगा. सो प्रोसेस ऑफ अट्रैक्टिंग पीपल. सो ऑब्जेक्टिव इज attract people, attract maximum number of people to apply for job openings in the organization. And not only attract talented people, innovative people, and you want to ensure continuous availability of people in the organization. What are the principles of recruitment? Definitely there should be focus on merit, equal pay for equal work, cost of the recruitment should not be high, transparency should be there, equal opportunity should be there, and you should ensure that you bring improvement in ways of recruitment so that you can go right source, innovative ways. If you believe in old technology and old sources only कि सिर्फ DU के अंदर ही जाना है, वहीं से रिक्रूट करना है, you may be making error. You must see what new campus are improving. Sarda University is there, many other new universities are coming. ठीक है, सो कभी कभी वहां पर भी जाइए, you will get right kind of people. Recruitment process, definitely at first you do manpower planning, you do job analysis. So job analysis will provide you that is kind and number of people, kind of people needed. Then you will do recruitment planning, you will determine the source, you will contact the source, you will prepare recruitment strategy, and you will announce your vacancies. Thereafter you will receive applications, you will do preliminary screening of the applications, and you will be having recruitment pool that will be handed over to the selection process. And if there are certain defects, you will make modifications in your recruitment approach. Sources of recruitment, internal and external. You must remember two important things: loyalty, motivation, cost. That is there with the internal recruitment. Loyal बने रहेंगे, morale high रहेगा, cost कम होगा. But in case of external sources, the main benefit is you will get fresh talent, fresh ideas. And for entry level jobs, you will have to hire from outside. Even Government of India is doing lateral hiring because it needs fresh mindset. So if you want innovation, or you go for outside. If you want loyalty, go inside. Techniques of recruitment, you'll see. So factors affecting recruitment, internal factors like recruitment policy of the firm, your HR plan, your recruitment plan, size of the firm, age of the organization, nature of your business, and image of the organization. So these are the certain employer specific factors. But labor market also affects, for example, demand and supply of labor in the market, competition in the labor market, and social political norms are there. For example, if social norms are there, if Lala company is there and sons and daughters are not recruited, तो कहेंगे लोग ये कैसा business है? You have to hire people from your family, people from your community, right? But labor laws, you have to keep in mind, Child Labor Act, you cannot hire people lower than 14 Minimum Wages Act. MG Narega has affected constraint to recruitment. Definitely, there are various hurdles to recruitment. If you are having bad image, limited funds, there are defects in your recruitment policy, and shortage of talent, they will create hurdle in recruitment. Faked by that is major hurdle. And image is good, but job is at remote place, then also there is problem. And if there is intervention, for example, favoritism is there, that is a hurdle. Favoritism लिखेंगे, political intervention and favoritism. Favoritism. Because there is pressure on people to recruit people from the community, and rising expectations of now job preview, that is easy. Employer brand, recent trends, right? Predictive analytics, LinkedIn, employee value proposition, hybrid interviews, mobile recruitment, internal mobility. All of these are not IT based. These are not IT based. For example, this may not be IT based. These are not IT based. This is not IT based. 4, 6, and 8. First is use of IT. Second is use of IT. Third may not be IT. ये तो पहले भी होता था. 3, 4, 6, and 8. Virtual IT, mobile IT. So remaining are new trends. So this is employer brand. This is employee brand. Means employee value proposition, that you are creating something good for the employees. Existing employees, internal mobility and reskilling. Break ले लेते हैं, 5-7 minutes break. So let us start. Now, most important part is selection. So from recruitment, what we get? Recruitment, what we get for selection process? So we get a pool of candidates, or you can say list of biodata, right? Or in case of factories, we get a queue of people who are ready to work with the organization. Now you have to find the person who is most suitable. In recruitment stage, what is the level of suitability? Prima facie suitability. Prima facie suitability, or at first instance, person is suitable. It is not complete suitability. So क्या लिखेंगे? In case of recruitment, the person is prima. कहीं पर भी suitability तो बहुत ज्यादा लिखी भी नहीं है. Suitability in recruitment, so the person should be at first instance suitable or eligible in the organization. Just eligibility is watched. Capability, no. Capability will be watched in selection. So eligible persons, a pool of eligible persons are available for the selection process. These are eligible. To see most suitable or most capable, to get most suitable or most capable, we will have to do additional checks and additional tests. We will find most suitable person or most capable person. Who is most suitable? The person who is having greater chances of success on the job is called suitable. आपकी जो सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस है, हायरिंग प्रोसेस यूपीएससी का, मेंस में सारे वेदर इट इज ऑप्शनल और जीएस से फाइनली सुटेबिलिटी पे ध्यान देता है यूपीएससी, राइट? प्रीलिम्स में वो नहीं है. सो विल कंडक्ट सर्टेन चेक्स में तो यस और नो में, इन यस और नो वी गेट द आंसर. व्हेन वी कंडक्ट टेस्ट ऑन द कैंडिडेट्स, it is known as evaluation process. Evaluation of the candidates, right? So must remember these definitions given by these two person. Filippo's definition is very important. ये जो मैंने लिखा ना, greater chances of success on the job, really I took this from Filippo's definition. So selection is the process of differentiating between applicants to identify those with greater likelihood of the success. 10 marker question may be asked. So it is a process, but you should not write much on process. You have to write much on differentiating. Differentiating is the real word. So how would you answer? First, you will mention it is a process. Just 20% of the answer would be on process, writing the steps that are there in the recruitment process. So you'll write just steps, right? Thereafter, you'll write most suitable, likelihood of success. What is likelihood of success? Likelihood of success. So for the likelihood of success, you match case of the person with job specification. Job specification and KSA of the person are matched so that there is right man on the right job. If there is right man on the right job, there will be likelihood of success on the job, right? That is the key objective of selection. But how would you do that? You will conduct various tests. You will conduct interview, right? You will write it in 40% of the total answer. If it is a 2-page answer, more than around 1 page, around 80% of the page should be written on various tests that are conducted for selection. Intro conclusion would be separate. In introduction you will write from the recruitment stage, a pool of candidates is got. So this pool will be tested by the management to get right person. In conclusion, you can write there should be use of equity, fairness, no bias, वगैरह वगैरह. You can write idealistic things, but in main body, you will write these 3 things. It is a process. So write steps in diagrammatic form only, don't explain. But Yes, the target of selection process is to match JS of the job with KC of the person, right? Recruitment is positive because you inspire more and more people to apply for the jobs. नीचे देखेंगे पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव विल सी बिलो, तो यहां पर इसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं. एंड इफ डेल योडर्स definition is asked, it is a process of dividing candidates between two classes, those employed and those to be rejected. So process, same answer. Dividing means you will conduct tests. Those who pass the tests, they are selected. Those who don't pass the test, they are rejected. So you'll write those to be employed, you will write same answer would be there. Same answer would be there. Definitions, words are different, answer would be same. May be asked a question on difference between selection and recruitment. It is enough. So it is a process of searching, it is a process of choosing or evaluating. Recruitment is evaluation work. Selection is evaluation work. Recruitment is search and attraction work, right? Why it is called positive process? You inspire people, you go wider sources, and you inspire people to apply in the largest possible number. I'm sure everyone unmarried. मैरिज होगी तो आपका इंटरेस्ट हो गया कि आपके पास हजारों बायोडाटा आए. मेरे पास भी 400 बायोडाटा आए थे. मैंने एडवर्टीजमेंट किया था हिंदुस्तान न्यूज़पेपर में. 400 बायोडाटा आई गॉट. 400 में से पहले मैंने 10 बायोडाटा फिल्टर किए, 10 में से मैंने 4 बायोडाटा फिल्टर किए, फिर मैं कन्फ्यूजन में पड़ गया. फिर मैंने कंसल्ट किया, अपने सिस्टर से कंसल्ट किया, मदर से कंसल्ट किया और रिलेटिव से कंसल्ट किया. एंड माई बेस्ट हाफ सिलेक्टेड. एक ही इंटरव्यू लिया था, वो सिलेक्ट हो गया, राइट. अगर मुझे सिर्फ 15 बायोडाटा मिलते तो आई माइट हैव स्किप्ड हर. सो इन रिक्रूटमेंट स्टेज यू गो वाइडर सोर्सेज ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट. मैंने तो हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में भी किया, इसमें भी किया, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में किया, कहीं छूट ना जाए कोई. 2002 उस समय शायद ये matrimony.com वगैरह इतना ज्यादा पॉपुलर नहीं था, या पता नहीं उसके बाद ही आए हैं. इंस्पायर देम, सो इट इज अ पॉजिटिव, सो दैट देयर इज अ बिगर पूल, बिगेस्ट पूल. आ सकता है क्वेश्चन, पेपर सेटर पूछ लेगा क्वेश्चन कि रिक्रूटमेंट इज पॉजिटिव एंड सिलेक्शन इज नेगेटिव. सो सिलेक्शन इज नेगेटिव. व्हाई इट इज नेगेटिव? बिकॉज यू कंडक्ट टेस्ट्स and now you try to choose the best or most capable. So in this process you filter out and you filter in suitables. Definitely elimination process. So large number of people are filtered out and only few persons are selected. Definitely you cannot select more than the jobs available. Got it? Because you have a bigger pool. पूरा बिगर पूल तो हायर कर नहीं सकते. Got it? तो जितना ये पॉजिटिव होगा वो उतना ही नेगेटिव होगा. लेस पॉजिटिव लेस नेगेटिव. पूल जितना बड़ा होगा, मोर एप्लीकेंट्स वुड बी देयर, सो यू विल हैव टू रिजेक्ट मोर एंड मोर. बाकी तो इजी है. एंड मस्ट राइट, रिक्रूटमेंट इज द मदर ऑफ सिलेक्शन. वॉरेन बफेट का स्टेटमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वॉरेन बफेट, इंटीग्रिटी इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल इन सिलेक्शन. इंटीग्रिटी इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल इन सिलेक्शन. हमारे पीएम का स्टेटमेंट है, आवर पीएम स्टेटमेंट, transparent and fair selection is critical for trust in governance and business. डेफिनेटली उनके स्टेटमेंट तो गवर्नेंस पे भी होंगे, बिजनेस के भी होंगे. governance and business. Transparent and fair selection is critical for trust in governance and business. जैक वेल्च, नाम याद रखना जरूरी नहीं है. इफ यू पिक द राइट पर्सन यू वॉन्ट हैव टू मैनेज देम. मैनेज ऐसे लोगों को करना पड़ता है जो निकम्मे होते हैं. इफ यू पिक द राइट पर्सन फॉर द राइट जॉब they will do at their own. You won't have to struggle. Let us see features of selection. So definitely, as I said, question may be asked on selection is an elimination process. I think UPSC has asked question on this. Goal oriented है, continuous है, two way है, productive by nature है. Productive by nature means likelihood of success of the person on the job. Likelihood of success of the person on the job, of person on the job. Objectives of selection, definitely right man on the right job. ठीक, objective, very important. Any question is asked on selection, so on these objectives question may be asked. ये तो अच्छी तरह से तैयार आपको करना है objectives पे. So identify the person, predict performance, reduce labor turnover. Because at the time of selection, if you sense that this person has been changing jobs, you won't hire that person. True? Don't hire job changers.
सर
Yes.
सर क्वेश्चन आपने जो बोला कि सिलेक्शन इज एलिमिनेशन प्रोसेस, तो इसमें एक स्ट्रक्चर क्या रहेगा, मतलब आंसर का थोड़ा जरा बता सकते हो?
It is elimination process. Selection is elimination process. So selection का objective क्या है? Selection का objective. Objective of selection is find most suitable person from the pool. Right? That is the objective. To serve this objective, various tests are conducted. Really, these tests are aimed at finding unsuitables, and they are screened out. And find suitables. Really, your search is suitables. They are screened in or selected. So in this process, unsuitables are deselected or de-recruited, and suitables are selected. For this purpose, various tests are conducted. And not only this, these tests are conducted at multiple levels. So multi-stage selection process is adopted, and at each stage elimination is done. At each stage elimination is done. First stage, second stage, third stage elimination is done. We'll see stages now. And finally, few people get selected. Many people enter the selection process. Many people enter the selection process. And a few people finally, I will provide this one question answer.
Yes, sir.
Recruitment is positive and selection is negative, right?
नहीं सर, मैंने जस्ट पूछा कि मैंने भी एक स्ट्रक्चर ये किया था, मतलब एक रेडी किया था, मतलब ऐसे, तो जस्ट देख रहा था कि बराबर है कि नहीं.
ठीक है. So many tests are conducted. Finally, objectives. Another objective is promote diversity, fairness, inclusion. For example, in interview board, there should not be any bias, there should not be any favoritism, right? Cost effective भी होना चाहिए. Now selection criteria. Generally, selection criteria is written in job specification. Or if you see, generally it is said that higher character. This is the selection criteria. Skills we will give in training. Train skills. Peter Schuch. So things like eligibility, knowledge, competence, these are written in JS. First three things are written in job specifications, right? But many things are examined during selection process. These are verified during or tested or revealed during selection process. So when you will conduct various selection tests, you will get to know these. Growth potential with the person, adaptability, integrity, honesty, cultural and value fit of the person with the organization culture and organization values. Pay fit, person is within the budget of the company, mobility from one job to another job, willingness for various conditions. So these things are tested during selection. So we prefer those who match with these selection criteria. Right? Criteria you must know. So criteria, these are KSH, you can say, knowledge, skills, abilities, qualifications, वगैरह. We will see competency based selection later. Competency based selection later. Or should I explain briefly competency? It is opposite to, if you see Hindustan Unilever Limited, Unilever Limited, they don't see degrees. They don't ask for degrees unless otherwise a post is post requires degrees, legally requires degrees. What they see competencies. Competencies means proved abilities. And proved abilities are different for different person, particularly their skills, knowledge and behaviors, skills, knowledge and behaviors that has been practically demonstrated by the person. So generally, worker is asked, what is your experience? Tell your experience. He told that I have worked on these projects. So you asked questions on area of experience and try to see how that person perform, how that person respond those situations. And if you find that he did well, so you will hire that person. Generally, it is done through interview stage. It is done in interview. Even UPSC will do it in interview. Competency. In your book, competency centered interviews covered. There we will cover it in detail. We will see certain things in detail. Selection process. No need to see the selection process in detail if asked directly or indirectly. Directly, if asked, you have to write it in detail. But if you are asked, you are given a definition. You are given a definition and asked to elaborate. So you can write the process containing these 7 steps. Each step is not part of selection process. So 7 steps you can write this way, that first preliminary interview is there, application blank is given, selection test, interview, reference, medical, final approval and communication. This preliminary interview can be conducted at recruitment stage also. If it is conducted at recruitment stage, then it won't be conducted at selection stage, preliminary interview. Short note may be asked on preliminary interview, that is covered in your notes. We will see. So selection process starts with the application pool. You are having application pool or selection pool, that is prospective candidates. So on this pool, you will start preliminary interview. If it has already been done, so you will start from application blank. Now we'll see each separately. I might have discussed preliminary interview. So preliminary interview is interview taken by receptionist of the organization or first contact person. For example, at rankers classes, Manjit conducts preliminary interview. If someone contacts rankers, he asks some basic questions. What is your name? Vagera. He asks qualifications. The person tells, I'm science graduate. So he humbly says that, sorry, we are looking for a person who is commerce graduate and preferably professional, SCA. So preliminary interview saves time and cost for the company, because if you pass through the person through all the stages, it may be very costly. It is beneficial for the person also, because he is filtered out, rejected early, so he can see for other alternates. So sometimes you just ask age, qualification, or way of communication, and if you certain important criteria is not met, here itself you reject the person and don't give him application form. And once a person qualifies these, then he is given application blank. Application blank. We need to discuss application blank in little detail in book. Application blank. There are two approaches to selection. One is biodata and second is application blank. Application blank. So biodata is there in case of private organizations, small organizations. Spelling BIO. Biodata. Generally, biodata approach is in case of small organization or in case of any particular post. So you study the biodata, you decide whether the person is suitable or not. And if you are hiring few people, then also biodata is suitable. But in case you are hiring people and you get large number of applications for the posts, or where there is hiring in PSEs or government departments, you cannot adopt biodata approach, because biodata approach is prone to bias. Unsuitable person may be selected. Unsuitable person might be selected through biodata approach. So you give the person application blank, means blank application form containing information, name, qualification, age, वगैरह, and you are having information specific to the job. For example, your past experience, the jobs you have worked, name of organization you have worked. So such an information which is related to your job is asked, and you know that this biodata can be screened through computers. So those who are unsuitable, they are filtered out, and those are suitable, they are filtered in. You can say it is first level screening of applicants. So in and out. That is application blank. Question short note may not be asked on application blank. In UPSC also you will fill DAF, detailed application form. Even at prelims level, you will fill a form. You are not permitted to send your biodata to UPSC. You have to fill form. So specific columns are there, qualification वगैरह, number of attempts you have done, subjects you have written, right? Now there are two more kinds of application blank. One is weighted application blank and second is job compatibility questionnaire. Weighted application blank. Weighted here means you give weight to certain important parts of the job. For example, if you are hiring a person for the job of cashier, I repeat, weighted application blank is needed for specific demands of the job. If demand is very general, you don't send weighted application blank. For example, if you are hiring a person on the job of cashier, so definitely job of trust is there. So you will be looking for certain important things like honesty, like integrity, memory, accuracy. So these are most important things. These four things are very important: honesty, integrity, memory, accuracy. Qualifications, age, and gender are less important. You write this example. This example will help you remember concept. You want to give equal weight to all of these. You will give, for example, if you are giving weight of 1 point, 1 point to age, gender, qualification, you might give an honesty 4 points, integrity 4 points, memory 3 points, accuracy 2 points, right? So you'll ask for information that is related to honesty, integrity, memory, and accuracy. And definitely today computer software will process the weighted application blank. So you will filter in more suitable people. For example, how to check honesty? Previous record. Previous record. For example, highest, the person with highest number of years of working should be selected. A person who changes job frequently, you cannot trust that person. A person who has worked for long with any organization, you can trust that person. So weighted application blank. Let us see. एक बार go through कर लें weighted application blank. Weighted application blank. देख लेंगे. It is easy as I explained. Now job compatibility questionnaire. This is also a kind of application blank, but more specific. Not important. For example, jobs like NSG, for example, jobs that demand, that are tough, that are demanding, that demand emotional labor, extreme situations, for example, remote jobs, risky jobs, dealing with tough people, job in raw or intelligence agencies, IB. Here specific mindset is needed. देखते हैं special ops. Do you see special ops? Anyone? एंटरटेनमेंट करे तो ऐसा एंटरटेनमेंट हो, आपकी नॉलेज भी बढ़े उससे. स्पेशल ऑप्स बाय के मेनन. के
Yes,
मेनन
sir. Yes, sir.
देखना चाहिए. के मेनन अच्छा लगता है मुझे. सच ए कूल टेम्पर्ड पर्सन, राइट? So in that case, you keep questions in the job compatibility questionnaire. List of questions होती है that is to be answered by the candidate. So can you work in hot environment continuously? Can you deal with tough people? So difficulty, complexity, alertness, and awareness, these are tested. For example, NSC commandos, law, RA officials. Even जो होता है ना टेलीमार्केटिंग. Here also, emotional job is to be done. Emotional job. No, emotional labor. It is known as emotional labor because you make a call and the person on the other side may say anything because you are making call to unknown people. People don't like too much calls. वहां पर भी इमोशनल लेबर करनी पड़ती है. सो व्हेन मेकिंग जॉब वैकेंसीज, सो व्हेन द पर्सन कम, पीपल कम, so you tell that the job is tough. You must be ready to bear insult, tough words. They won't be telling to you personally, they will be telling to the system. ठीक है. वर्कर कहता है नहीं सर बियर कर लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, विल से सॉरी और दिस दैट. दे गिव ट्रेनिंग आल्सो. दैट इज जॉब कंपेटेबिलिटी क्वेश्चनेयर. एक एग्जांपल और था वेटेड एप्लीकेशन ब्लैंक का. weighted application blank. For example, you are hiring a person for marketing job. So marketing job requires special traits like social traits, traveling, presentation skills. So you may give 3 times weightage, then the qualification, age and gender, you might give just 1 times weightage, marketing job. So for marketing job, you need to give the worker weighted application blank. It is not a simple job. So we have done one step in the selection process. First step in the selection process is application blank. So application blank will do filtration work or screening work, because here you don't evaluate the person, here you use the technology by processing through bar that is scanners software. So you will get many people filtered out. Now will come the turn of evaluation, evaluation of the person, evaluation of person. For evaluation of person, we will have to conduct tests, various tests known as selection tests. So selection tests are conducted to evaluate knowledge, skills and abilities of the person, knowledge, skills and abilities of the person. Your mains written examination and your interview, they come under selection tests. I think interview is not part of selection test, though in interview there is focus on these things. हाँ, SSB में होते हैं selection tests. Your written is selection test. Yes, your written is selection test. Mains examination, written selection test, thereafter interview. So what is the process? As I mentioned, ये बाद में डिस्कस करूंगा मैं. Selection tests. So to check whether the person is having the same knowledge, skills and aptitudes which are shown in the biodata, you conduct tests. Generally 3 tests are conducted: ability test, personality test and interest test. Ability. So your mains answer sheet really examines all these 3: ability, personality and interest. Ability test. In ability, 3 things are checked. There are 3 ability tests: achievement test, intelligence test and aptitude tests. Generally UPSC checks your intelligence and aptitude through CSAT. Intelligence and aptitude through CSAT. इवन जीएस भी आपका इंटेलिजेंस का टेस्ट है, क्योंकि जीएस में भी क्वेश्चन सिंपल नहीं पूछे जाते. दैट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन दैट वर आस्क्ड एट माय टाइम एंड टुडे बहुत डिफरेंस आ गया है. फर्स्ट एबिलिटी टेस्ट, and after ability test there will be personality test. Ability tests are generally written, maybe oral also. Personality tests written plus oral. Interest test can be written plus oral. I'm not talking about oral interview. So to check person's ability, 3 tests are conducted. First test is achievement test. First test is achievement test. Achievement means, achievement doesn't mean great achievement. Achievement means what a person claims. It is a reality. For example, a person says that I know driving. So how to conduct achievement test? Let us have driving test. Driving test. Simply take the person with a car and okay, let's have a 5 kilometer tour or 10 kilometer tour. So it will be, if a person says that I'm having typing speed, so particularly for operative jobs, routine work. For example, a person has applied for machine operator's job. So ask the person to operate this machine from starting to end. That is achievement test. Another is intelligence test. Definitely, intelligence test is conducted by psychologists. So you are given a questionnaire. Generally, questionnaire is given, and this questionnaire is processed through computer, and the computer will provide your IQ level. It is, if it is felt that the person may manipulate, then it may be supplemented by some expert opinion, so that IQ can be applied. IQ can be checked fully. Definitely those positions where, particularly in case of SSB, that is combined defense services, IQ test is done. आपका IQ टेस्ट नहीं होता यूपीएससी में. You can say through mains examination that is checked, but otherwise specifically IQ test is not there in civil services. Military services में होता है SSB, that is so measure the level of intelligence of a person. अच्छा, इंटेलिजेंस दो तरह की होता है. इंटेलिजेंस इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स. वन इज एनालिटिकल इंटेलिजेंस. एनालिटिकल इंटेलिजेंस मीन्स अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिचुएशन. So many people are good in understanding the situation. And another is creative intelligence. Creative intelligence means crafting new solution. So generally a person who is having creative intelligence, both analytical and creative, known as a talented person. Definitely, if you get intelligent people, they will be able to learn new skills. They will be able to handle unforeseen situations. So, intelligence test. Next is aptitude test. Aptitude test. Aptitude here means the potential to become. Potential to become. This potential to become is checked with the help of, for example, your CSAT is aptitude test. So, mental ability questions are asked. Mental ability questions are asked. Mathematical ability, reasoning. So, your aptitude is tested. Both are not separable. A person having high intelligence is having high aptitude. Aptitude means the ability to evolve as a person, ability to think in you, or potential to become something. That is aptitude test. So particularly those positions in which a person has to play a role in dynamic situations, changing situations, aptitude test is conducted. Possible development of proficiency of on specific job, aptitude test measures latent or potential characteristic to do something provided proper environment and training. So these are three ability tests. Short note may be asked, three ability tests. Three ability tests. 10 marker short note may be asked, three ability tests. So you can say three ability tests are first stage of tests. First stage of tests. And once a person has passed these three ability tests, then you come to the personality. Ability test tell what a person contains, and personality tells how a person uses. How a person uses. For example, a person is having high IQ. Just high IQ is not sufficient. You have to check how he uses high IQ. What is his focus? What is his preference? If a person is having high IQ, but he's having criminal mindset, he enjoys giving pain to others, he is having reactive attitude, then this ability will be useless. Really, Carl Jung has given two parts of our personality. Carl Jung has given, in OB we will discuss it, Carl Jung, that our personality consists of two things. One is abilities and traits. One is abilities and traits. Payodhi, you must be remembering it. You have already attended the class now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And second is orientations. Orientations, likings, dislikings. Orientations, likings, and dislikings. Reality in personality test, we try to know this part. Abilities and traits. A person is having good knowledge of accountancy. A person is good in mathematics. A person is good in technical analysis. But thereafter we have to do personality tests. So for personality test, we have to conduct personality test को टेक्निकली बोलते हैं साइकोमेट्रिक टेस्ट. PSYCHO, psychometric tests. Psychometric tests. So we conduct psychometric tests. एक बार इंटरेस्ट टेस्ट कवर कर लें पहले, बिकॉज इट इज वेरी स्मॉल. इंटरेस्ट टेस्ट. Interest test, what a person prefers, what a person likes, dislikes, values, because it also determines whether a person will be successful on the job or not. Whether a person will be stay motivated on the job, whether a person will stay hard work on the job, hard work, will take interest in the job, depends upon interest तो नहीं लिखना. Okay, whether the person will remain consistent on the job, a lot depends upon his interest or what he likes. For example, a person likes traveling. So if you are hiring a person for the post of marketing job, so you should give preference to people who like traveling. Similarly, for R&D job, you want to hire a person on the job of researcher. So a person who is having investigative interest, investigative mindset, interest, चीजों को खोलना, एनालाइज करना, एग्जामिन करना, you will hire that person. That is interest test. So interest test special tests are conducted, or with this IQ test, ability test, you can have 5 points or 10 points for interest also. Now bigger part would be personality tests. Should we discuss or stop here? We can take it tomorrow also. ठीक है. Yes, everyone.
So can we continue tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow नहीं, day after tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow, no? So we have done that is ability test and interest test से. So now personality test. थोड़ा सा overview दे देता हूँ personality test.
सर एक डाउट था, जो डायग्राम निकाली थी सर, ओरिएंटेशन, लाइकिंग और ट्रेड्स के आगे ए वो क्या था?
Okay, abilities and traits.
Okay,
हमारी जो
ability.
personality है, it includes two parts. One is abilities and traits. Second is orientations, likings and dislikings.
एंड सर और एक था, ये एबिलिटी टेस्ट में जो 3 टाइप्स है, वो सिनॉप्सिस में भी है और बुक में, तो ज्यादा किसका रेफर करना चाहिए?
This is enough because in ability you will find many types.
यस, ओके. बुक यही
Different
नोट्स
books you
मतलब
will find many types. Examiner won't say that this type way you answer. So the
नहीं नहीं
maximum
डाउट ये था, सिनॉप्सिस में भी है एंड सेम यहाँ पे भी बुक्स में, तो बुक का कंटेंट रेफर
yes
किया
book का
जाएगा
follow करो. In book you are given in detail.
इन डिटेल. ओके सर.
So you can add 1 or 2 more points from synopsis also. Because
हाँ, yes,
synopsis
sir.
तैयार करते समय मैंने book plus I instructed AI कि give me more content.
ओके सर.
So greater is bigger, better. So 3 ability tests are there. Yes, I was talking about personality test. So how a person, what is personality? वो discuss लेते हैं. What is personality? Generally, we define personality as how a person looks. That is personality. This is just a narrow definition of personality. Better than this is how a person behaves. That is personality. Yes, that is personality. But exact definition of personality is how a person adjusts with or how a person responds to any environmental stimuli. That is personality. For example, if a student asks questions, so the way of answering, cool manner, anger manner, investigative manner, the way I deal with anything, any person, the way we respond to any stimuli around, that is known as our personality. Definitely, when a person will work in the organization, for example, IPS officer will work in the organization, criminals are there. What is his mindset? He thinks that I should kill. ये उसका personality का part होगा. Though his job doesn't demand, but he's having weapons. So whether weapons are used properly or wrongly, personality has a great role to play. That's why personality tests are conducted. A decade back, one pilot dives the aeroplane into Alps hills. Do you remember? German Air Wings pilot case.
To become a pilot in the German Air Force.
अरे नहीं भाई नहीं. What is the case of German Air Wings pilot diving the aeroplane into Alps hills?
Germanwings Flight 9525 on March 24, 2015 was intentionally crashed into the French Alps by its co-pilot Andreas Lubitz. The investigation found that he had a history of severe depression and had locked the captain out of the cockpit before initiating a controlled descent, killing all 150 people on board.
Right. So if you don't pay attention to the personality of the pilot, he can take life. Right. So personality tests are essential. And in personality tests, the main test which we conduct is TAT, MBTI, thematic apperception test, Myers-Briggs type indicator. So we will conduct 4 personality tests. Basically 4 personality tests. One is TPHT, second is MBTI, third is TAT, and इसके आने के चांस ज़्यादा हैं. TAT is most expected. MBTI is also most expected. It has already been asked by UPSC. Career anchor has already been asked by UPSC. Holland's theory, I think it has been asked. But during past 4 or 5 years, UPSC didn't ask any of these tests. Before 5 years, it was asked. So we'll be doing MBTI, and you can do your MBTI online also. So before we see tomorrow, you can do your MBTI online. और thematic apperception test, ये तो बहुत complex test. It cannot be done by a simple person. It requires experts. Thematic apperception test. ठीक है. So we'll take these Thursday. लेंगे Thursday को. ठीक है. So Thursday this chapter test will be conducted on Thursday. Okay, कर लेंगे हम Thursday and Saturday. That will be done. No problem. ठीक है. Right.
Yes, sir.
So will we have test today?
Yes, test would be there today. Today test on complete chapter of human resource planning.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Sir,
Any?
we have separate group for advanced course?
Okay, you ask in the group. Anyone having group link? Please share here.
नो सर.
No group. अरे group बना लीजिए, please बनाइए ना.
ओके सर.
So कौन बनाएगा? Who will prepare? Vidya Lakshmi, would you make a group and share link here?
Okay, sir, I will, sir.
Right, and you can make everyone that is admin also, so that they can add. And I request, don't make outsiders members in your group, so make a group here. Foundation वालों का group तो है, there is separate group of foundation candidates, right? So please
Okay,
make
sir.
a group and you share with me. I will share the link with all the advanced, right? Unofficial CSC कर देना आप, unofficial commerce advanced course CSC, unofficial CSC, ठीक है? And I will share the link with others, so everyone will join.
Okay, sir.
Most of the people see recorded classes. There are more than 50% in your batch. They see recorded class. ठीक है?
ओके सर.
Right, fine, okay. So, and must do along with the classes. There is no revision time again. Make it done along with the classes. ठीक है?
सर जो FM का एक बार ये हम लोग को प्लान करना था ना संडे को.
FM that is marathon session.
हाँ, मैराथन सेशन सर आपने
कर
बोला
लेते
था.
हैं FM का जो ना संडे को, इस संडे.
सर ये संडे में तो नेक्स्ट संडे भी चल जाएगा.
हाँ
ये
मैं कर
संडे.
लूंगा, डेफिनेटली. इट इज on my that is it is on my mind also. 4
हाँ.
chapters we have already done marathon, and remaining
हाँ,
4
yes.
we have to
4
do,
का. यस सर.
right? So
Yes, sir.
for that I will have to prepare the synopsis, so that
हाँ.
synopsis based marathon is there. कोई
Yes,
problem
sir.
नहीं है, we will do sure.
ओके सर.
ठीक है, right, fine.
सर, और एक्सरसाइजेस के लिए भी आपको रिकॉर्डिंग प्रोवाइड करनी थी ना? कैपिटल बजटिंग और स्ट्रक्चर
एक
प्लानिंग,
बार
जो
दोबारा
कैपिटल
व्हाट्सएप जरूर कर
स्ट्रक्चर।
दो, कैपिटल बजटिंग एंड गॉट इट, कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग. ठीक है, व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए मुझे. एंड बिकॉज आई गोट जस्ट अलोन दिस Agrawal is not available, so if she becomes available then I will be having more time. Still I will find time, and I like hectic schedule. अच्छा लगता है मुझे वर्क करना. ठीक है, I'll do. Anything else? Right, and any query, any doubt, suggestion, please remind me. Never mind to remind. Right. Okay, bye.